Hey Hans, and welcome back to another video. And as y'all can tell by the title, I have another story time for you guys. And y'all, this story is just crazy. It's one of the craziest situations I put myself into. And so I was gonna plan on taking this story to the grave because y'all, it's just so crazy. It's so crazy. And honestly, it's only two people that know this story, y'all. So I'm really cleaning out my closet here on YouTube. And that's my best friend at the time and my ex. All right, y'all. So let's get. Oh, first, let me show y'all my hair. Bam. Yes, y'all. I got like a little blonde pieces put throughout the front. I think it's so cute. Like a little pop of some color, brighten me up a little bit for the summertime. All right, so let's get into this story. So this story takes place around when I was in school, hair school. So this was like towards the end, so real close to graduation. I was broke. I was going to school full time, so I didn't have any money. The refund checks wasn't refunding anymore. And y'all, the money was just real light, My sister at the time, she was a full-time student, so she wasn't working. And my mom really was the only one paying the bills at the time. And also, you guys, this was around the time my mom's health started to decline. So this is when she first started to get on dialysis. So she wasn't even able to work as much as she wanted to, as she could. So eventually she had to work part-time. So when it came to like money, I didn't really feel like comfortable asking her for money because I'm like, she paying the bills. That's good enough for me. If it's anything I want, I'm going to make a way to get it. So, all right. Let's see. All right, you guys. So, do y'all remember when POF first came out? So that's how we're gonna call we're gonna call scammer TJ. So I met TJ on POF. Do y'all remember when POF first came out? Like, it was so crazy. Like, I can't dating apps now. I'm just like, I can't, because when I was like on POF, when I made my first account, it was like ding, 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 ding. I'm like, damn, like, what the fuck? Notification, ding, 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 like after another, y'all. But this one message from TJ stood out because he was talking about the money, okay? And that's what I needed to hear. So honestly, I'm not gonna even cap to y'all. I don't remember what the hell he sent me, but yeah. Eventually, I say yes to whatever you sent me. But I know it was one of those like, oh, do you have a bank account? I can get you some money, blah, 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 blah. And I know for a fact, at first, I was so hesitant. I hesitated so much about it. Because mind y'all, this situation happened when I was in hair school. But I didn't go forward with this situation till I got out of hair school. All right, so TJ messaged me. It was something around like, do you have a bank account? Do you have a credit card? Blah, 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 blah. So I was like, yeah, I got a bank account. He was like, I can get you some money and this, that, and the third. So eventually, of course, I wouldn't let him come to my house. So he met up with me on my lunch break at school. So when I met up with him, mind you, I didn't know anything about like him needing anything. I thought he would just go take me somewhere and give me the money and we was gonna split. I don't know, But he explained to me over the phone. Yeah, I'm not trying to incriminate myself either while I'm telling this story. But he yeah. All right, so yeah, so he met up with me at the school and he told me, he was like, you got a debit card that I can use. He was like, I'm gonna just use it, take it to the bank, blah, 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 blah. So I'm like, no, you're not using. I'm like, no, you're not using my debit card. You said something about a check. You didn't say nothing about you needing my debit card. No. And then he was like, well, yeah, how else am I going to put the money in your account? And I'm like, true that, true that, true that. But then I'm like, no. So even though he was trying to like do the little scamming shit, y'all, he was still trying to talk to me. So in the midst of him trying to talk to me, and y'all, TJ, he was not my type at all. I'm sorry, y'all. He was just not my type. And then he sent me a pic of his little man meat, okay? And it, oh, y'all, and it was all wet in the picture. I was like, oh, that is so nasty. That's probably was honestly like the worst man meat pic I ever got. Like, it was like small and wet. I'm like, baby, no. Oh, gosh. Whew, that shit gave me nightmares. So eventually, like, we were still talking, and he was still trying to convince me. And one day, I was just talking to him. I was just telling him about like my whole situation with my mom, this, that, the third, just telling him how I'm like so stressed about it. And he was like, you know, like, you seem like a really nice girl. I really want to help you. So he had this plan where he was like, how about, since you really don't trust me like that, I'll give you the money cash. I'll give you the money cash. And I'll give you a check. So the plan was for me to deposit the check into my account, and when I deposit it in my account, to take the money out and give it to him. So I'm like, okay, that sound like a win-win, you know, like, regardless. So he was like, yeah, we'll meet up somewhere. I'll give you the money. And he was like, but don't try to play me. Don't be on no BS. Like, once it deposits in your account, just take the money out and, you know, give it to me. So I'm like, all right, cool. I'm not going to disclose like how much money it was. That I don't think that's really important. But it was a good amount, y'all. So I'm like, all right, yeah, I'll do that. So when I tell you, I was like so nervous, you guys. Like, I got ready that day. I told my sister I was going to hang out with my best friend at the time. And she was just like, okay. All right, y'all. So I'm getting ready to go meet this guy. Stupid me. Y'all, was so, oh my gosh, I was so desperate, y'all. I was so desperate to the point I was naive, you know. So, you know, I told my sister, I was like, I'm going to meet up with my best friend at the time. That's what I told her. And I got on this hoodie. She's like, you going to dress like that? I'm like, yeah. I got on this hoodie, y'all. And I got this pocket. And anytime I go meet a guy, whoever, I don't care. It don't matter. Whoever. If we ain't never met before, I don't know you like that, I'm going to bring my little poker. So I had my little poker in, like, you know, like the part you put your hand on in your hands in your hoodie, that little pouch, I had my little poker in there. So I was prepared for some BS, you know. So I get on the bus. I get there. Oh, excuse me. Now, if y'all live like in the 7 Cities area, y'all know like North Military Highway, Virginia Beach. I mean, not Virginia Beach. Like, yeah, Virginia Beach Boulevard, East Virginia Beach Boulevard. Around that area, I was like over there. So I was near where it's like the Popeyes and the McDonald's. So I told them, I'm like, okay, I'm going to meet you at the Popeyes. Because I was like, I wanted some Popeyes anyway. So I'm at Popeyes. 30 minutes go by. I'm like, all right, where the hell is you at? He's not responding. An hour go by. I already ate everything. I'm like, where the hell is this guy at? So I called him. He's like, I'm on the way now. He's like, I'm so sorry, but I'm on my way now. I'm on my way. So I'm just like, what the hell? So I left Popeyes and I'm like, I can't keep sitting in here. And I go to McDonald's. While I'm in McDonald's, I see this girl I went to school with. She's like, hey, Mariah. I'm like, hey. And I'm just now feeling like more awkward because, yeah, I was a good girl in school. I didn't do no crazy mess like this. So now I'm being even more nervous because she's like talking to me and I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, she's like talking to me and I'm like, I don't want her to know what I'm about to do. Like, I hope she leave me alone, walk away from me by the time this guy come. So she wound up leaving, y'all, and 40 minutes went by, so it's damn near 2 hours now. He finally comes, and of course I'm anxious, I'm pissed, and a bitch is broke, okay? So I'm just like, I need some money. But he eventually shows up. And when he shows up, y'all, he's like, mind you, I had my hair pulled back, hoodie on, little poker in my pocket, okay? Like, it was nothing cute about me. But he was like, you look good, get your fine ass in the car. So I'm like, but I get in the car and I'm like, what's up? Like, what took you so long? And he was like, man, I just had a situation I had to handle with my girl. And y'all, this is the first time he ever told me he had a girl. But I didn't care because I didn't want him anyway. I just wanted some money. So, yeah, he was telling me, he was like, yeah, I got into it with my girl. I'm like, yeah, okay, do you got the money? And he was like, dang. He was like, I don't know what he said, but he was just like took back because I cut him off and I was like, do you got money? Like, I've been waiting for 2 hours. Like, where's the money? So he was like, no, I don't got the money. And I'm like, what you mean you don't have the money? So y'all, like, now I'm getting like really pissed because, mind you, I have a lot going on in my mind. Like, I have my mom who's sick. And I'm like, I have things that I want to do, like, because this is after graduation, you guys. So this is like, I had things I wanted. So this is after graduation. So this is like, I had things that I wanted to take care of and couldn't because I just didn't have the money for it. So he's like, all right, calm down. And he was like, what we're going to do is we're going to do the check thing. I'm going to give you the check. You're going to put in your account. He was like, I'm going to take you to the bank, give you the check, put in your account. I said, no, I'm not doing that. The deal was for you to bring me the money, and then I'll get the check, put the check into my account, and then give you the money. Like, huh? And he was just like, man, you need to chill out. And this, that, and the third. And mind y'all, this is like a big guy. Like, he is not small at all. He's like 500 plus pounds. Like, he's a big dude. So y'all, I'm just pissed. He's talking to me. It's going in one ear and out the other because I'm just sitting here like this, like moving like this, like, because I'm just so pissed. So he goes over and put his hands on my thigh, like rubs my thigh like that. And I'm like, move your hand. So he locks the door, y'all. Locks the door. And I'm like, and mind y'all, it was like one of those old car doors, so I could easily unlock it myself. But I'm just like looking at him like, what the fuck? So he goes, put his hand back on my thigh. Y'all, when I tell y'all, I reach in my pocket, pull my poker out so quick and stabbed his hand. Like, it was like, I'm telling y'all, it was like a quick motion. Like, I pulled it out, stabbed his hand, y'all, and I hurry up, unlocked the door, and I ran, y'all. And as I'm like getting out of the car, he was like, man, he was like, what the fuck? He was like, man, what the fuck? He was like, oh my gosh, y'all. He was like, man, what the fuck? He was like, bitch, did you just say? And y'all, like, I'm not really listening to what the fuck he said. I know he was calling me like all type of bitch, motherfucker, all that, but I'm gone. Like, I run. And let me tell y'all about God. So I run, and the bus that's supposed to take me home. Now, okay, so let me backtrack. So y'all, when I tell y'all I ran across military highway. So if y'all from around my area, y'all know the traffic but I was gone. Like, I was gone. If a motherfucking car hit me, a car hit me. I'm like, I just stabbed somebody. Like, the last thing I'm worried about is, I'm worried about my safety. Like, I'm like, this dude a scammer. He probably got all types of goons. I don't fucking know. Like, so I'm gone, y'all. And let me tell y'all about God. So as I ran across the street to the bus stop, I seen his car. Like, I seen his car pulling off. But coming down was the bus. So y'all, like, as I'm running across the street, the bus is coming down and his car is pulling, like, off too. Y'all, when I tell y'all, by the time I got to that bus stop, the bus was, like, right there. Oh my gosh. Let me tell y'all about God. Like it went to the point where when the bus pulled off, I seen his car just now moving into traffic. And I'm just like, what the hell? I'm like, I would never do that again. I would never do that again. I would never, because I'm not like that. So I'm like, I would never try to do no scamming shit again. But the thing about me is, don't play me, because even though I don't be doing all that scamming and all that BS, don't play with me. Like, if I feel like you trying to try me on some shit, and that's probably one of the reasons why I don't do it, because my tolerance for BS is really, really low. And I honestly could not believe, like, I stabbed him. Like, I till this day, I'm just like, I can't believe it. So I text my best friend and I'm like, yo, I just stabbed somebody. I just stabbed somebody. And I'm like, I was like, bitch, I'm scared. Like, he a scammer. Mind you, I haven't told anybody about what I was doing. So I was like, y'all, girl, like, I'm scared. And she's like, oh my gosh, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm okay. So, yeah, so y'all, that whole situation was like, what the heck? So what's even more crazy, y'all, is like, literally when I got home, I seen he text me. And he was like, man, what the fuck was that about? He was like, I had to go get stitches in my hand or some shit like that. He was like, he had to go to the hospital to get stitches. And I didn't respond to him, like, at all. I blocked him because I'm like, So I blocked him. And like 2 weeks later, I had got this text from this random number. And he was like, what's up, love? This TJ. And I'm looking at it like, what's up, love? I'm like, so a part of me is like, is he like turned on by like me getting violent with him? I'm like, dudes, niggas are weird, okay? Real weird. So I was just like, what the heck? And of course I didn't respond. So y'all, fast forward to like 4 or 5 years later. Let me see. It's been 5 years since I graduated school. So about fast forward to 4 years later. Y'all, I had ordered a Lyft ride. And guess who my driver was? I'm looking at this picture. Mind you, this happened 4 years later. So I'm looking at the picture of the Lyft driver. I'm like, he looked familiar. But I couldn't really tell in the picture. Y'all, guess who my Lyft driver was? TJ. Bitch, when I tell y'all I was scared, I got in that Lyft car. I'm looking at him. I got in that Lyft car, y'all. I'm looking at him. I'm like, oh my gosh, I hope he don't know this is me. I hope he don't know this is me. And he was like, you look familiar. And I was like, I do? He was like, yeah, you look real familiar. And I'm like, oh, I was like, you from around here? He was like, yeah. And I was like, oh, I'm not from here. And he was like, where you from? I was like, I'm from Georgia. I told him, I said, I'm from Georgia. And I moved here a couple of months ago. And he was like, oh, okay. He was like, you look like this girl I used to talk to. And I was like, oh. And he asked me, was I single? I was like, I'm married. I told him I was married. He was like, I don't see no ring on your finger. I was like, with the profession I work in, I don't wear my ring to work. So, but yeah, y'all, that situation was just crazy. And it just shows that even when you're not living by God, God is still going to look out for you, okay? God is still going to make sure you're good, because let me tell you, anybody that ride public transportation know these things are never on time. Never. They're like you're waiting at the bus stop for some minutes before they even come. So the fact that it came, and I'm just like, thank you, God. But yeah, you guys, that was the end of my story. I hope y'all have a wonderful weekend. And yeah, I want y'all to just, if you're going through a situation where you're struggling and ends is not meeting, just pray about it. And then just try to do the best you can. You know, you don't want to get to the point where you get depressed about it and, you know, end up doing some stupid shit like I did. But I want y'all to have a great day, and peace out.